Kind of a pretty impressive performance tonight. I gotta believe you're pleased with yourself. How did you feel out there?
I felt okay. A little flat when in the beginning. I didn't get the full warm up. It was kind of a surreal week. Like everything was kind of cerebral and just kind of slow. But that's just what we do. Ultimately I had to find it. I had to go out and do what I set out to do, and which was dominate from start to finish and really let everyone know that I'm next in line for that shot.
So when you say you didn't get the full warm up, are you saying like you get to do it your normal routine, or you just didn't feel it?
Yeah, just normal routine. It was kind of funky. I'm a habit of routine. I have a routine. I know approximately what time I want to get my hands wrapped. Approximately what time I want to roll out. Time I want to start stretching. Then I start rolling a little bit, and start wrestling, and then start throwing hands and hitting mitts, and it happens like this. In other organizations where there's not a time limit, thank God, even in the UFC, there's just kind of a structure to where okay, about this time is when you're going to fight. I just kind of didn't gauge it completely, right? And that was just on me, but, it didn't matter. I still went out there and I did my job, which is dominate.
Were you surprised with anything that happened in there? RDA's a tough guy, obviously, man. He's been through it all. Surprised with anything, how it played out?
Absolutely. I was surprised with how tough he was. That's what a champion was. He was a true champion, a tough guy. Much respect for him. He was tough. I hit him with some big shots. I hit him with some shots that normally hurt him, and you could tell that since he put on that weight and went up to welterweight, he's definitely he can take a little bit more shots.
Did you get a chance to talk to Dana yet?
Yeah, I talked to him in the back a little bit, and I'm really optimistic to see what's up next for me.
Well, that's interesting you say, because he came and said, that he was very impressed by you, and he's mentioned that you talked to him in the past. He thought tonight you did it, and he said, man, I kind of would like to see him versus Tyron next, and I pushed him. I said, well, we thought Colby was happening. Is that guaranteed? He said, nothing's guaranteed. So, do you have some inside info? You think maybe you can slip in and steal that shot away?
I wish I had inside info, but it doesn't matter. I stayed to claim that I was next in line. So if what's his name, Queefington isn't stepping up to fight, which he hasn't stepped up before, and he ducked it. So if he doesn't step up, I'm stepping up. Tyron knows I'm not going anywhere. I'm next in line. He knows I'm the real fight. I'm the threat to that throne. So it doesn't matter. Whatever Dana calls, I'll be right there ready to answer.
They were targeting January for that fight. Could you be ready that soon? If they said, hey, we still need it in January, could you do that?
I'll be ready next week if they need me. I'll just go in there and jump in the hot tub, ice whatever I need to ice, and I'll be ready next week. So it doesn't matter. They call, I'll be ready.
What if they ever wanted you to be a backup again?
Fuck that. not going down. It's each and every time we do something like this, and we go through a camp, that's what really takes life off of your career. That's what really, because the damage is not necessarily done in the fight. It's done through camp. All that rigorous training, putting your body through that, and dieting, doing everything the right way. When that fight was announced in September, I believe, or August, whichever way that fight with 228, I was fully prepared to be the welterweight champion of the world. I put the camp in, I put the time in, and I was prepared and I was ready. Part of the best that I've ever really felt. I was all week. I was ready. I felt like that was the stage. That was the time. In my hometown, Dallas, Texas, to go out there and do it in front of everyone. And my high school coach was there. I really felt like that was the time, but unfortunately it didn't happen. That wasn't the plan. So it doesn't matter. God has a plan. And all I have to do is be patient, and my time will come. And when that time comes, when that opportunity knocks, I'm going to kick that fucking door down, for sure.
You kind of smiled about it after it happened, but when he caught you at that up kick afterwards, I think you smiled about it after the round, but how bad did that sting you? That jolt you a little bit?
It didn't really sting me. It's just kind of, the reason I smile in there, I know some guys smile or they react a certain way when they get hurt with a shot. For me, I smile because I'm kind of surprised that he touched me. Surprisingly enough, I don't get hit with a lot of shots because I take him in the room so where I'm just, my vision is so good to where I see the shots, even though it seems like it hit me, nothing really hits me clean. And so when I get hit with the shot, I'm kind of surprised. It didn't necessarily hurt me. It was just like, oh, he fucking hit me with that shot. So, it's also, I kind of give him a little smile just to let him know, yeah, you did hit me, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here.
You didn't even kind of mention that. He thought your striking, he thought your timing, you looked a little bit better in the 5th round. Was that partly maybe due to, like you said, the warm-up? It just felt a little bit off getting started. Did you feel stronger as the rounds went on?
Absolutely. That's just been the story of my career, even through wrestling. And it gotten that way through wrestling. It's just the way that I trained, the way that I conditioned my body. All through, when I made the decision to want to be the best at whatever I was doing, whether it was wrestling or this, it's funny, when you go into, when we're training and I'm doing my strength and conditioning or when I'm lifting, you start out, you're kind of cold initially. So I'm lifting, let's say you're doing bench press, I start out 225. But then guess what, the weight goes up. I put more on, I put more on, I put more on. And the reason I do that is so I can condition my body to be stronger as I go on. And that transcended through all my career. If you watched any of my matches, I got stronger as the match went on, while guys got weaker. And that's where I built that mentality of really breaking a guy, really wanting to break them, because I know people can't last with me as the rounds go on.
How do you compare this performance to others? Do you feel like this is your best, or how did this compare to your past fights?
I wouldn't say it's my best. I'd say it's up there because that's a former world champion. I mean, that guy's a tough dude. Came in the welterweight division, was just kind of running through guys, like made it look like he was back at lightweight. And so to go out there and really dominate him like that, it just kind of makes a statement that I'm next in line. But I would have liked to go in there and just breathe on him and have him, fall asleep and have my hand raised. So, it's up there. It's one of my best.
Could you see yourself fighting somebody else, or is it Woodley, or do you feel Woodley has to be next?
Woodley, it's the welterweight strap. It doesn't matter. Whether it's Woodley or Queefington or whatever the other guy's name is, it doesn't matter. As long as it's for that belt, that's what I'm looking for.
Did it feel good to get that performance bonus, and you got any plans to how you're going to spend it?
Feels good. I'm actually I'm trying to buy a house. My daughter's 4 now. I think it's about time for her to get her own space to be able to run up and down or stand over the balcony and scream, "Daddy, I'm doing this or doing that." So, it's about time for me to expand and buy her, give her the room that she needs.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.